With presents opened, crackers pulled and Santa back up north for another year, it seems like the perfect time to reflect on this year's biggest updates.
Welcome to the Boxing Day behind the scenes. They've bribed us with food to come and talk about our top 10 updates of the year. So without further ado, let's get into number 10, which is Rune Improvements.
Because we brought out a D&D with that, it wasn't just the rune values that changed, and that's like the most consistently played D&D that we've got, other than people stumbling on penguins, but that's just a bit of fun.
It's not often we release a piece of content that goes into most people's daily routine. I know for me it has, and I know, as you say, quite a lot of other people doing it every day now. Get those divination locations.
In at number 9, we have a quest. So it is Fate of the Gods.
It was massive for us. It was a massive change for us to do graphically. You know, it was something.
Yeah.
You know,
it was a huge graphical job.
Yeah,
I mean, going to a whole new, well, it was a whole new planet, wasn't it?
Yeah. Really
you had
much.
great fun doing that.
Oh, it was like gloves off. It was fantastic. You know, absolutely crazy with it.
And obviously, there's the mystery of Zaros. You haven't seen him before.
Yeah.
He's finally coming back.
I like the Ironman cutscene. And it was like,
I remember when all the concept art started coming through, and you just see it, and you're like, "Oh, this is going to be awesome." Yeah. It was really good.
I like trying to stop Marco from, Mod Mark, from revealing it at Runefest. You couldn't stop him. He was going to show it at Runefest.
But for me, it wasn't just the quest, because it came with, well, kind of associated content of ancient combat, elder divination, like the Muspah challenges, not challenges, the Muspah Slayer task afterwards. Like they're all really popular as well. So there's a lot that came along with RuneScape.
So going for number 8, maybe controversial. We're going for Runefest. So not actually a game update. We're going for Runefest.
It was a good one.
Best yet, I think.
yeah, it was good.
Everybody kind of felt like, like the JMod challenges, for example, where you were going up to talk to individual JMods, and there was a reason to chat to them. You know, you're going to fist pump Mod Ollie, or talk to me about your favourite quest. It was great.
I had who would you kill in RuneScape, and I had players coming up saying, "Oh, I'm going to kill this person. Oh no, wait, maybe this person." Put so much thought into it. I was like, I just need a name, really, and I'll sign your paper. But it was fun. Yeah.
And the first year you could do absolutely any part of it just using bonds as well, people buying flights. That's pretty special.
Yeah, like half of the tickets were bought with bonds, and we had people who'd flown over, got accommodation, got the tickets, bought all their food, all with their in-game wealth. That's an achievement, I think. Very proud of that.
Okay, number 7. Are we ready? I think Mod Chriselle might like this one. It's a Raxor. In at 7. What do you think?
Yeah.
Should be higher?
Number 1. That's the number 1. It was fun to make. I mean, I really like the build up to it, because like me and the guys who are QAing it, like every week we tweet like an extra screenshot and a little bit more, a little bit more. It started with like the most rubbish map you can imagine, like grey tiles, and they're like, "What's this going to be?" And then slowly they got a spider, and then all this stuff. And we did a really big stream that you're pretty like into, and it was like topped Runefest, I think.
Yeah, that was like, I think our most watched stream was the Araxor preview with the gigantic spider marauding across the Alcrid desert and people transforming into smaller spiders, like across multiple worlds as well. Like that was fantastic.
So in at number 6 is an update that killed me more than Araxor. It's Ironman mode. I think we were surprised by it almost, weren't we? Just how popular it was.
It was different for us as well. Most stuff this year has been generally poll driven, but this kind of sneaked in from the side. Like we were like, it's really popular. Let's kind of have a go at doing it on kind of off schedule a bit. And we announced it, and it got loads of interest. And we realised, like, yeah, we've got to take this more seriously. Like, we need to get it through development, get it in the players' hands. And I think it's the first time we've done a beta, but in the live game. We had like 150 people playing it. I still love seeing like the death announcements for Hardcore Ironman all the time.
And what they're killed by now as well.
Yeah, you see people like nearly like total level 2000, like fighting, PKing, like losing a PvP duel and losing their account. That is brave.
All right, we're halfway through. So number 5, we have Game Blast and some of the other charity events that happened this year.
That was a pretty epic 24-hour stream.
God, Game Blast, yeah, that was a trial. But it was well worth it, obviously, for special effects. I mean, raised so much money. Thanks so much to the players for it.
I think it's nice with the wishing well as well, like people who might have more in-game wealth than out of game, and it's nice for them to be able to give something, whereas they might not be able to otherwise. I think it's really cool.
And credit with where it's due with Games Blast. There were some people who really kind of threw themselves into it. You know, there's Mod Alan with obviously his Ghost Chilies and his waxing.
Oh yeah.
You never unsee it.
Oh.
Okay, so in at number 4, we're getting pretty high now, is game improvements and ninja fixes. So they're kind of core game improvements. Yeah. There you go, number 4.
Oh God, my hat! I got too excited. Oh, it's gone. Oh, yeah, ninjas are awesome. That's all I've got to say about this.
A lot more people will read the patch notes now, which I think is
I've got some people
it's
who
a good
go,
signal.
Some people say they read the patch notes before they read the main update now, which is quite nice.
I can't imagine playing without like presets now.
It's funny how used you get to it that at that point you're like, oh my god, finally this update so I can have my aura. Whereas actually it's already so much easier, so much slicker and nicer to use. And but yeah, within about a week I was the same as everyone else. Like, oh my god, I've got an aura on, why can't I?
It is weird, like if you think each week we put a few fixes out and you might think, oh, it's a couple of fixes. Over the year, if you look at the actual things that have changed, it's actually quite substantial.
We should roll it all back and see what happens for like a year.
So talking about fixes, I think there's been a fix because number 3 is the Elf City.
It's number 3?
Slow.
It's not number 1.
I know.
What?
Devastated.
That's your baby and everything.
Because I talked to Mod Elfborn and he assured me it was at least number 2.
Yeah, he's one to bribe. So I'm expecting higher.
Chocolate, bread and
Bacon mound. There it is. The secret's out. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of almost covered the whole year because obviously January was the poll for Elf City Best Inventor.
Well,
yeah, it was really close. So to think what this year would have been with Inventor, obviously.
For me, the design docs were almost as big a thing as Elf City. That was massive. I've never seen anyone do that before. That was
a lot of work.
That was huge. I mean, I don't know how you work out, does that stack up in terms of was it worth it? But it's amazing, like it's unique.
I think that's something we started doing a lot with like every project, is kind of being more open with the community about what we're going to do and accepting their changes before release and stuff like that. So I think Elf City was kind of the start of that, I think.
It is a massive, massive hub that players have a huge amount of content. You see all sorts of skills getting trained there, but it's also not the only thing that they do. You see people doing things, launching off. Even like there are really good quality of life elements to it, like the portals, that just, they mean they can be a springboard to do other things. It's good.
So you're probably guessing what's number 2 if Elf City is number 3. It's Elf City Batch 2. No, it's not. It's it's Revolution and Legacy mode.
Yeah.
New combat modes, of course.
A year later, most players are using one of those 2 modes from where we were before. So I think that showed a really big change in how people go about combat.
Did anyone anticipate the effect that it was going to have?
I don't know, we had fairly high hopes for it, I think.
It had a lot of traction on the forum thread, and like I put together a prototype and we polished it up, and it was pre-legacy as well, wasn't it? And already like with that initial release, loads of people were on it. And then I think Pi worked on like ability queuing, and it changed it all, and people used it as a good stepping stone into it. That learning difficulty they had before really helped them get into it, and then Legacy obviously hopefully brings people back, and then it's that stepping stone in. And
Full combat's next on my list once I start bossing.
All right, that brings us to number 1. So drum roll, go on. It's player power.
Yeah!
Had to be really.
Go on, champion it, player power. It's been a great year for us.
Yeah, it's been a big change for how we've worked. We said that one of the things we wanted to do in 2014 was give players much more control over what we did. And I think we've done pretty well. We worked it out when we counted them the other day. It's like we did so far this year 20 guaranteed content polls using the old parlance for things. And there's been like 30 more for the detail of what the content will be. And, you know, you look back over what we've released this year, the vast majority of it has been chosen and shaped by the players. I'm really proud of that.
Something I really like about polls is that when you read the forums and stuff, you get people's opinions, but like it's a small subset of players. When you have a poll, you get so many players giving their opinion. It's so useful to know kind of the majority vote.
10 million votes and counting.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say, because when you, like Elf City, I was expecting that probably number 1. But you think, actually, when you say player power and you look over the rest of the top 10 that we talk about, like it does cut into almost everything we've done. Yeah. And I think for me, that's the beauty of RuneScape, is just how rich that mix is. That you start off thinking, well, what's physical content? What bit of Gillinor did I like best this year? But it's not necessarily about that. Like there's no bit of Gillinor that's combat mode, and there's no bit of Gillinor that's player power. It's everything, and it's good stuff.
there you have it, our 10 top updates of the year. Do you agree? Of course you don't, but get on the polls and vote yourselves, and also go on the forums to tell us what you really liked this year. And so all that's left to do is to say Happy Boxing Day and Happy New Year to everyone. Cheers.
Happy New Year.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Next week, ModMark lifts the lid on some of January's biggest updates, including a huge player-owned ports expansion.